Thank you for joining us tonight here on KSV TV. This is a very special, interesting stream for me. I have never had the opportunity of hosting a lady stream, and this one wasn't even my idea. You guys know Avid Hex. He is the 100% all the time onboarder, always looking to create and do amazing things in the community. And so he has been creating his documentary. If you haven't seen it, please go to the KSB.TV YouTube channel. We have 3 episodes that are out already. And because he was, creating and putting out this amazing content, he wanted to go and contact all the different people in the community that played a role in this tour. All the different people that were interviewed by the crew and really just were a major contributor to my experience, to his experience, and to the whole 555 tour as a whole. And so when it came to the ladies that we met on the tour, I was honored and appreciative that he asked me to host them and to bring them on the show and just talk about, how things have been since we met each other and since we left the tour. And so I'm going to bring up 3 very, very special ladies tonight. And just give me a second because these ladies deserve this special round of applause as I bring them. Look, guys, I finally got like sound effect. I have claps, and I'm like,
I'm stepping up. I love it.
So thank you for joining me. Just a brief introduction. We have Drury Hex, we have CZ Hexing.
Hello, guys.
We have Lindsay the Hexican here with us tonight. How are you guys doing?
Great.
It's an amazing. Thanks for having us.
Yes, I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. So just to give our viewers a little bit of background, I joined the tour right at the very beginning, and that was really my first exposure to people in crypto, right? I had found crypto a few years before through Bitcoin and, my poker playing or whatnot. Don't need to get so much into that. But I had never found like a sense of community. I didn't feel any connection to Bitcoin. I didn't feel any need to, buy a Bitcoin shirt or go out and represent. It wasn't until I found Hex that it became different for me. It became real. It became something about community. And so I went to the first meetup and I was blown away. And then I had plans to go to Las Vegas for Labor Day. And at the same time, Hex Lion and Patrick were kicking off this amazing tour. And so in them doing that and me wanting to just go and support them and be a part of that, it turned into much more where I end up joining the tour. And along the tour, I met each one of you ladies. Each one of you, I think, within the tour also found your like place within the community and like your interest or development in the crypto space as far as like committing your own skills to the space and becoming content creators. And so, through the tour, we've interviewed you, we've got to know you guys. And I just wanted to bring you guys each back here today to just kind of discuss where your journey has gone since then. So I'm going to start with Lindsay because you were the first one that I met. We had gone all the way through the West Coast, through the Midwest, and now we were heading towards the East Coast. And there was this energetic group called Viber Finance. And I didn't know who these people were. I had never heard of them before. But they were just like, oh no, if you're coming to New York, you have to come to Albany. We are going to take care of you guys. We are going to lay it out. We're going to have the venue taken care of. We're going to go have a nice dinner. You have to come and we will support you guys in a major way. And you did that. I mean, you guys knocked our socks off with the amount of effort that you put into it and the number of people that you were able to draw out. So tell us about your story since then. What has happened, since we last seen each other?
Oh my gosh. I don't even, it's so funny because things move, as we all know, so quickly in this crypto space that you blink overnight and you're like, what is going on? So we're always up to something. We're continuously onboarding Hexicans. We're out in other communities onboarding, just bringing more eyes and attention to the community. We're struggling right now with, I would say the sentiment of the community across the Twitter space. So like that's something like always to just give a nod to. Like you never know who's peeking in on your tweets, so be nice. So yeah, but like so anyway, we're trying to bring more people in this community. We're getting things going. We're hitting the ground in Albany and Buffalo and Florida and Philly, and we're filming and making content and bringing awareness and education into the space. Hosting Twitter Spaces every Sunday to get more women into crypto. It's a relatable space. It's for networking. It's for brainstorming. It's for business ideas. It's for you to feel like you have a safe corner to hide in if you want to. And also you have a microphone. And so tomorrow, like CZ and I will be doing that too. Excited about that. But yeah, just keeping busy. And it's a bear market, but there's no time to sleep. This is the time to be productive. So we're moving forward. Vibra Finance is the way. You called it. And thank you for saying that. We are an energetic group for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks, Lindsay.
Thanks for coming into
town. After we went through New York, we met Vibra Finance. Then we continued on down to the South where we got to Florida and we met the beautiful Jury Hex. Jury, that was your first exposure to crypto, really, wasn't it? Or you had kind of had your ear to the streets?
Well, that was my real exposure to real crypto, I would say, because I mean, I had invested in 2017 knowing nothing about crypto. But when I first got into Hex, I got introduced to the team right away. So that was my first initial with Hex. And yeah, that's where I met Black Hexican in Miami. And it's about to be 1 year, Kaylin. It's crazy how time flies. And yeah, I think I always say this, but I won double. Not only am I winning financial freedom with really the right asset, but I also won the love of my life. So I'm really genuinely feel like I'm totally the winner out of this community.
You know, I think we won too. If you haven't checked out Jury's content, she is a legit asset to our community. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what you're creating and what you're doing in this space. But I'm very happy that you're here.
Thank you.
So after Florida, we were headed back to the West Coast. And before we could get there, of course, we had to go through the biggest state of them all, the most hospitable state of them all. You know it, Texas, right?
And howdy.
I'm getting these messages from a couple in Texas, and they're like, "Hey, look, we're not on your schedule. We're close to Dallas, but we're not Dallas. But if you're coming through Texas, you got to let us show you how we do it, right?" And I mean, it went beyond just like, "Hey, you know, let's have something at our house." They're like, "No, we want to host you. Like, we want to help the team. Like, we know you guys have a huge group. You know, you can stay at our house, like the whole thing." And so, Jury, you and Avid actually ended up staying.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I actually got to experience, although I had been living in America for 15 years, I had never experienced a true Texan. And it happened when I went to CZ's house. They invited us. So we actually spent 2 nights there. And it was great. We got to know them a little bit in a, you know, deeper connection. And luckily, I'm very thankful for them to be our friends for sure.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
CZ, what about what was happening with this tour? And, you know, like, what about crypto made you say, or Hex even, right? Let these people come to my house. Let's meet them. Let's be a part of this.
Well, you probably remember the story. I didn't have much choice. My husband was more the one that was like, these people are coming. And I was like, holy cow. I mean, I did know about Hex for about probably a couple months, but not a whole lot. And I just thought a bunch of strangers are about to come in my house. And basically I was like, well, what if I say no? And then basically I was going to get kicked out of the house just so that way he could allow you guys to come in, because he really wanted you guys here. And I'm so grateful that happened because of you guys, because of the community. That's how I actually got more engaged and wanted to learn and wanted to understand what this really was. Because I knew, but it was just the tip of it. It was not what I know now. And if I didn't allow myself to be more open-minded to it, I would have never, ever got to be where I'm at today with the community and beyond, because it's very special. And I'm so blessed to be here and to meet all of you guys personally. And yeah, that was an intimate setting, Jory. I was so grateful that you guys got to stay and we just hang out and just really get to know each other. You guys are an amazing couple. I told you back then, and I already knew it was going to work out.
I'm glad you did not. I'm glad you did not get kicked out of the house, and it all worked out for all of us, right? So,
yeah. And Caitlin, I've become very, very close with you, and you're my coffee buddy on a daily. So and Lindsay, we talk all the time. You help me with the stuff that I don't know, and I'm just very grateful. It's a great community. So I'm very blessed to be here.
Yeah. We really have the best women in any of the communities that I've come across, hands down. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And so, excuse me, for us to get on here and stream and share voices through spaces and share ideas and our content, it's to encourage, we're all here with the same common goal, is to together we grow. A rising tide lifts all yachts. And it's truly, I don't know about y'all, but I grew up tomboy. And for me, it was like, this was the first time coming into a community of women. I was like, when I met you, Kaylin, when you came into Albany, I was like, oh, yes, mad respect. Like, this woman comes into a room and it's like, move. And they're like,
pretty much true.
It's true. But you do it with such grace, and you keep that wheel turning. Like, you are Hex Woman of the Year.
Yep.
Yeah, which, by the way, speaking of that, I believe it's still open, right, Kaylin, to vote for the best Hexican female or male of the year, I believe until November 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So we can go ahead and you guys know who we're picking. I think we already know who the female of the year is. Yeah. But yeah, it's important you guys vote anyway, because
your opinion
we want to know.
Your opinion matters.
Yeah. We definitely want it to be, not just a small subsect of the people that watch KSB TV or the people that, watch this one channel because they talked about it. We want it to be voices from all Hexicans, and we want to show gratitude to all the different content creators. There's so many categories of value, of things that really do add. And there's some fun ones, but you have to acknowledge how much that adds to our community. To have a life of the party, to have a funniest streamer in these bare times, right, where things are so tight and there's so much tension, and I think you should do things this way, and I think you should do things this way. We need to just build each other up and just say, hey, I see you. I recognize that you are a value add. And, I just want to recognize you for that. So I want to talk a little bit about why is it that all of you guys have decided to commit so much of yourselves to Hex? Like, what about this token, this community is so different to where you're like, hey, I'm going to do a weekly spaces so that I can, create this environment for women to share, or I'm going to create this stream where I'm going to focus on education, or I'm going to try and help Hex go viral with these TikTok videos that are informative, so that this message can be heard by more than just, and I hate to just say it this plainly, but men, right? Because that's what crypto is. Crypto is men, telling other men what they do or what you shouldn't do, So whoever wants to go first, where does your content come from? Where does your motivation come from?
I can start if possible. Honestly, think for me the motivation comes from that my people need me, especially now I'm realizing that more and more. I just recently got in TikTok, and I don't know how I have missed that, because I think truly that's where the views are, with just getting across a lot of people. And I've just been in a couple of lives the past couple of days with over 600 viewers watching us, and I see what a need my people, in this case Albanians, have to just get out of the rat hole, right? So I now feel a responsibility, even when I sometimes feel lazy, I must agree. And it's just afraid more so that lazy, because what if it does not work, and what if you're not good at it, and what if you're teaching them something wrong? But Hex has allowed that because he has had over 1,000 flawless operation. So that automatically just pushes me even more to go ahead and actually vouch for Hex, and share my experience. So I think that's what it is for me, just the responsibility I now feel on my shoulders for the Albanian community.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I can go next if that's okay.
Yeah. Please.
Okay. So for me, I believe that I have seen in others, I've witnessed what Hex has done from the beginning. I got in a little bit right after that, but we were already staked, and we were all heads in with pulse sex, whatever. And so I'm just a true believer. I'm one of those people that when I see it, I believe it. So I already seen it, so I knew it was a no-brainer where I was. And then of course the group is amazing. Um, I wanted to really get involved with Twitter and doing my spaces and all the stuff like that, because I was the one that was trying to learn as I went. And I was always at the bottom of a space because it was mainly men. And it wasn't their fault, but it was mainly me feeling, am I comfortable enough to come up and talk? I'm like the only two girls in this room. So I didn't know if I was going to be shut down, or, my question was stupid, or, whatever. Now, after I got through that, of course, when I came up and started talking, they were great, and they lifted me, and they accepted me, and they helped me. And that's why I do love our crypto men in Twitter space, because there's a lot of great men in our space. Okay. But I started thinking, what if there's other women that are doing the same thing? So let me just, in a Twitter space, when I see new ladies come in, hi, not to call on them or anything, but just to make them feel comfortable. It's okay. Come up here and talk. And little by little, it's happened. Little by little. And we have a lot of ladies now. And, it's funny. I started the crypto ladies, or ladies in crypto, and I had no idea that Lindsay was already working on that. And it was like, oh, great, cool. So we can just do it together and build it even bigger. And so it's amazing. We've reached out to quite a few ladies in other crypto communities, and it's growing. And I'm excited for it, which also led me to start doing live stream, which is the DeFi Sexy Ladies, which is more of a fun thing to put the man on the spot kind of thing, So it's kind of cool. But that's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
And sorry if my voice sounds a little weird tonight, guys. I've been sick, so.
It sounds so sultry.
It does. I sound like I have like stuff in my throat. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, you enjoy
anyway.
it. You guys are having a competition. I get it.
She sounds sexy.
So what about you, Lindsay? Because I know that you are consistent. You have asked us all to be on lady streams. You have been consistent with your messaging, all while we were going through the Postmasters. You were a part of leading that charge to say, hey, let's have a second hole that doesn't just recognize women in Hex, but recognizes women in crypto, and say, hey, if we're going to, find our place in this space, then we need to outreach. We need to bring all of the women in, So why is it that you do this?
Man, well, I'm really, as a CEO of Viber Finance, I am so blessed to have the best job ever. I have the ability to create as I go, which is what I was born to do. And I was born to bring more women into this space. I know it because I don't think about it. I can 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can cold shower moment myself to get on camera when I don't necessarily feel like it, because sometimes it is scary to get up here. So, you know, because nobody wants to get up here, and like you already said, you don't want to when you're trying to educate someone, you don't want to spread misinformation. And so having the confidence in a product like Hex, it has allowed me to, you know, meeting people face to face, and then having a confidence in the product itself. And then, you know, I haven't had the opportunity to meet Richard face to face, but you get a sense of who his true person is and who his character is, if that makes sense. And so for me to stay in that, like for me to stay in a community when my job is to outreach to many, and I'm researching projects from many networks and ecosystems throughout. Oh man, just having that scope and then coming into this community is like, we are so early days. This is the time to pave the way. And if I don't get out of bed with my sneakers on and hit the ground running, somebody else is going to do it too. And I want to bring my girlfriends with me. I want them to know that instead of investing into LuLaRoe, no offense to Lula, but you know, let's be serious. That's not an investment. So I want my friends that said I'm investing in LuLaRoe. I want to give them a better outlook on what it truly means to invest in your health, wealth, and self. And so that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to do it through Vibra. I'm here to do it with the Hexican community, and I'm here to do it with all these ladies on stream, meeting every single one of you in person. That passion is not my own. It's only amplified by all of us. We have amazing conversations on and off camera, and they only get better the more that we know and the more confident that we get. And so this space is amazing because these women aren't cocky. They're self-assured, you know, and they're bringing other women in on them with it. And I'm like, a rising tide fills all yachts. I'm so here for it. These women that we're meeting out in spaces, they're like CZ said, they're getting braver and braver. And the ones that aren't, that are kind of tiptoeing around the rooms, well, they're hearing all kinds of voices. They're hearing that dirty marketing. They're hearing the, like, you know, the white glove marketing. They're hearing all sorts of these pitches, so to speak, because that's kind of what we're doing. If we're getting out there, we're talking about Hex in different spaces. We're, in a sense, we're pitching it in a way. But what does it sound like from you? Our voices as women sound completely different from men's. And so for a common goal for a lot of us, I'm sure, is to bring that balance into this space. I mean, I know that you all as partners do that really well yourselves. And then as business women, I know that you've done that well yourself. So now here we are, and we're doing something new. So yay.
Yeah.
Well, it's great that we encourage each other a lot. I mean, I honestly have not seen another community who, even if it is stupid question, because there's no such a thing as a stupid question, right? We are willing to just genuinely answer, because we all have to start from somewhere. We don't know. I mean, I for sure feel like the more I know, the more I don't know. And sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, will I ever understand it the way I would like to, where I'm 100% just, you know, going. But the technology changes all the time. So it's okay. We can always learn, and we must learn, because everything will change so much. And I'm seriously thankful for the Hex community for that, because it allows people to at least be who they are and to not be afraid to express themselves.
Yeah, there is a pocket for everyone in this community. There is, you got a square peg, we got a square.
I mean, as you know, the biggest fear for every single person is public speaking, right? So just being here, you automatically just getting better with your speech, with your communication, making you a better person.
Yeah. So a topic that I like.
Sorry.
No problem. A topic that I like to get into, and I think that it's interesting, this panel of ladies that we have here, because I feel like we all have very different journeys or where we are in our crypto journey, right? I'm not sure how long all of you guys have been in crypto, but just being either married or unmarried, there are different requirements of how deeply you need to get into self-custody, into, you managing your own portfolio, you making your own decisions as far as what you invest in and different things like that. And I think that sometimes ladies, like when we're in spaces or we're in these forums, they're like, oh, I don't necessarily want to speak up because, I let my husband handle all of those things. Or, I'm a single lady. I can't put that much money towards this because I have to, feed my family and whatnot. So I'm interested to hear all your different takes on the importance of self custody and, really understanding decentralized finance, right? Having either a hardware wallet or MetaMask account, knowing your seed phrases or protecting them in some way. So if any of you guys want to chime in on your stance on this, I'd love to hear it.
I'm still learning mine. Like, I'm actually learning my wallet. I have my wallet. I've done my wallet. I've gone through everything. But for me, I second guess using my wallet. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to make that mistake because I don't use it enough. It's like shooting a gun. If you're not shooting it all the time, you get that gun in your hand. You're like, oh, you're just kind of nervous, right? You just don't want to do the wrong thing. I have my seed phrases. I'm very protected. I have them in certain places, but I'm still learning. I'm in progress with the learning aspect of doing all my own transactions. Because 9 times out of 10, I'll run up to Jay-Z and go, okay, I want to do this, but I'm not really sure. Will you help me? And then he'll just walk me through it and kind of so I can do it myself. But eventually I think I will be able to do it on my own. I've had this conversation with you, Caitlin. I just really, truly want to be able to be comfortable, which is going in and doing a transaction on my own. I have that ability. I just feel uncomfortable. So, maybe one day I'll get better. I'm sure I will, but right now I'm still learning.
Well, luckily, crypto gives you this opportunity where, obviously you can have somebody helping you, your spouse, but your seed phrase, it's yours. And with me personally, I think the bigger my bag gets, the bigger my security gets as well. Like, I want to learn more and how can I do it? Same thing with just making transactions as well, or helping my family members or other people. Initially, I let the last step for Abe to do it, but I'm very hands-on, so I like to watch him. What is he doing, or just ask a lot of questions. But as of right now, I've done a lot of transactions on my own. But like I said, when it comes to big girl decisions, I don't trust myself just yet.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, no, girl. I'm like, it's safe with you. Like, I know you're not gonna get my money. Just please do it. But obviously, with I'm there because I want to learn. Like, I'm not trying to not wanting to learn. And
And see, Lindsay, I know with you, you're in a space where it's a part of your job to research other tokens, other coins, and do that research. Are you in a place where you're confident in your own decision making and in the choices, the coins that you scope out, or are you just more comfortable in leaning towards the men in your life or the other experts in your life to get you in your decision making?
Well, honestly, for me, I would say it was really important for me to feel confident in myself and the ability to make transactions for myself before I even had the audacity to get my butt into a position where I'm like, I was just going up to my friends and I was like, okay, so I learned so I got a new job, right? And I'm in the crypto space and I'm doing these things, but I'm also a really passionate person. So I get really excited. And I was like, I just wanted to get it out there before I could fully articulate what it was. So I tried it out on my friends and I recommend that to you guys too. If you get really excited and you're passionate about it, you don't know where to start, go to your best friend and be like, blah, 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 blah. She'll be like, probably doing dishes, sipping coffee, doing something. So she might not even hear half the things you say anyway. However, the more times it comes out of your mouth, the more times your fingers hit your phone. Well, I don't recommend doing it on your phone. Sorry. The more times your fingers touch a clean computer, the better off you are. Write down. There are procedures and processes to follow to keep your crypto safe. And I recommend every single woman out there. I hear that a lot. It's overwhelming. I don't know where to start. No, my man does it. Listen, I respect that because I respect my partner. I would not be here without him. He is the reason, like his ability to reach out and network and grow this community, like for years before Vibra Finance started, was why we started Vibra Finance, so that we could be like, okay, let's really make an impact here. And so for me, that's bringing, doing all these things, getting hands-on with it. It was not easy. It's not easy. The confidence is not there until you just do it. And then when you look back, I recommend keeping a journal or a diary. I have one. It's available. If anybody's interested in doing beta testing with it, just let me know. It's free. It's totally like, it has a planner. It's a daily, a weekly. It's a system, a process. You have a wallet checker, a password checker. You should be writing things. There's just so many things. And it's, I hear the same thing all the time. It's overwhelming and I don't know where to start. Well, I got you, girl. We got you.
Good.
Yeah, I will for sure be needing that. But I think it also,
too.
The confidence also comes with the time, right? The more time you are in the coin or in the new ecosystem, I think the more confidence you gain. And as you said, obviously now you work, that's your job to teach people. So you must know it yourself. But I know we'll get there.
I don't know everything. I'm learning.
I'm already. Yeah, I think I feel pretty confident in doing it. But like I said, the fear still keeps me back, maybe for a lot of reasons. One of them, the stereotype with finances in my culture and men and, a bunch of stuff that you always have to unlearn and have to reprogram.
Yes, absolutely. And that is like, you hit that right on the spot, like with like cultural thing too. Like in my house growing up, my mother was not a fierce finance warrior. Nope. So that really led me to be like, okay, all right, I recommend taking the reins. I didn't take the reins my first time around in life. And then when I learned better, once you know, and to hold on to those keys and hold on to those keys, ladies. That's right.
That's for sure.
Thank you, Casey.
Thank you so much, Casey.
Wow.
I love this dude so much.
Oh my gosh. What a ball of sunshine.
There are just certain people in the community that when you are, working hard and, you might be feeling a little stressed or feeling a little down, or not necessarily, seeing the vision and all that. There are people that just always seem to be there at the right time to like pick you up and just to like give you motivation and just to like tell you that you're doing a good job. And that is that guy right there. So I just got to like stop what we're talking about just to give him special love and appreciation because he has supported the KSP team like, very few. There are a lot of great supporters, but this dude goes above and beyond all the time. So just much love to you, Casey. Just to look, even Avid is like, he was the first supporter of the tour when we went into Napa Valley, just like he set the tone for people like for you guys, CZ, Lindsay, you guys got to see other people say, hey, this is my city and I want to show you guys how we do it. And that's how we got the tour cranked up, like with Casey.
Nice. Can y'all do another Napa Valley tour, please? I would like to do that. I missed that one. Seriously.
Bummer.
Me too.
Yeah,
I love Napa.
Yeah, that vibe out there is really, really good.
Yes.
So just to segue back into our conversation, how do you tell people to start? Like where is that basis, right? You meet somebody, she's interested, she's on the face, she sees what you're doing, she sees that you're passionate about this crypto space, but I don't really understand crypto, where do you tell them to begin?
I literally created a journal for that because I hear that all the time. But no, just kidding. You started.
Well,
it's listening to them. It's just listening and listening to what are they interested in? Start from there.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm a little different, to be honest with you, because I always tell them, listen, just because you don't understand it right now, you do not need to fully understand it, because then you might miss the opportunity, especially right now with Pulse Chain. So I literally just walk them through the steps, like, okay, hit me up when you have downloaded MetaMask and you have saved all of your seed phrase. And then they message me and I'm like, okay, now you have to go in and exchange. Like, you have to walk them through. If I don't do that, I just feel like they're not going to do it. So I know most of my onboards, especially the females, have told me that just me sharing my life, it has inspired them. And truly, I think that's what I'm focusing on right now, is just being more relatable and sharing how my life was then and now, because we just want to solve problems, right? So I think I just get them by just doing it. Because if they wait until they understand it, well, they might not be, for a couple of years.
And this may go ahead, Susie. Oh, I was just
say, oh, go ahead. Go ahead, girl.
I was like, this may not be the most Hexicans advice that you could receive. I think that once Pulse Chain comes out, then people will understand the method, to my madness. But there is a big fear in losing money, right? In making mistakes with your money. So that's one thing that Patrick taught me on the tour, is that why were we so excited about Pulse Chain is because we were going to eliminate the fear of pressing those initial buttons by giving them free Pulse Chain and then transaction fees being so low that they can try it out without that pressure of losing money, right? But there are chains that exist right now that are low fees. So I have actually spent a lot of time not only teaching people what Ethereum is, but showing people how to change the network. Why? Because I plan on onboarding people into Pulse Chain. So right now, I'm showing you how to do it with things like Polygon, with Matic, with BNB or BSC. You know what I mean? Just because I know that I can send you $5 and you can play with it and you can download MetaMask and have a little bit of money to be able to make a swap, right? And to be able to take that fear away and to be able to say, you know what, it really wasn't that hard. Because I think people build it up in their head, these words, cryptocurrency, why is it so big? And there's like this underground market and use for it. Like, no, it's no more than downloading an app on your phone. If we can learn the technologies of how to put filters and create these elaborate stories, on our Instagram, then you can 100% set up a MetaMask and fund it, right? How do you have to fund it? You're going to have to KYC through some kind of centralized exchange unless you can get peer-to-peer, right? And for a lot of people, just those few words were like, what? KYC, peer-to-peer, you're doing too much. But just break it down. It's not that complicated, right? You need money in, you need money out. Where are you going to do that? That's your fiat on ramp. So that's kind of like my little spill on it. It's easy if you want to, pop back in.
Yeah. So I quit doing all that because in the beginning I was just a salesperson. I was vomiting on people constantly and I scared them away, lost friends. And now everybody's just sitting back waiting. They want to know what this project is I'm talking about because they're just sitting and waiting, right? So at your golf tournament, we had some amazing group that gave us these things called these little cards. I'm going to this guy here, Jared, with this company here. Okay. He gave us these beautiful cards that now I use. Okay. I have them in my wallet. I have one in my wallet. Yes, I have one in my wallet. So if someone asks, if they come ask me, hey, so how's that project doing that you're doing? Great. Then they start asking me questions. It's usually at a bar. They've been drinking. So I'm like, here's a little, PR code, scan it, and they scan it. And if you have questions, you have my number, call me. Because now I know they're just looking at us like we're literally like a deer in headlights. And it gets old over time. So this guy, Jared, that gave us these, have come in such good handy for me.
Yeah, and I
Because
gotta
now,
recognize Brian as well. It's RPE. Their name of their group is Rochelle Private Equity.
okay.
It's a few guys, but
I
they
met
are all,
Jared.
yeah.
And he was super amazing. But yeah, these have saved me. I'm tired of like just vomiting on people. If they come up to me now and ask, I let them go ahead and like just take a little picture, scan it, whatever. And then if they're really serious and they really have questions, then we'll set it up. But that's how we've been doing it. So
yeah, it's crazy how much attention those cards get. It's one
amazing.
thing, like Avid is the king of business cards. So we've probably given out 100,000 business cards, to different people. And it's a business card, so it's received pretty much the same. Like if they like your energy, they take it. If they don't, they're like, no, but with those gold cards, with that heavy weighted card, every server, every individual that I've let touch that card has been like, wait, what? Like they had to like take a step back and be like, what are you doing? What is this? Why does your card feel like it's made of gold? And if you give
I don't let them keep it. No.
Yeah, if you gave it to them, then that's
only the big boys. Only the big boys.
Yeah, it'd have to be the big. You're right, and I don't really know those people. These are just drunks at a bar. That's really curious.
Now they can scan my code. Big boys get to keep the cards.
Yeah,
and the big ladies. I'm not excluding women on that one. Jeez.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
what other tools have you used to bring women into your network, or just to let them know that there's opportunity right now, especially in the bear market? Ooh,
I've been using TikTok. As I said, I've recently just got on TikTok. I've made $10 already, which, like I said, I was like, yes, it's working.
Yay.
But no, seriously, as much as I hate it, unfortunately, it's the right place to be at, and just doing what I do. As I said, right now, I am really focusing on gaining the Albanian community. And when I'm on lives, like we literally get 700 views just talking about hacks, and they're just so intrigued. And now, how am I traveling? How can I afford to travel? And it's amazing, you know what I mean? Because you are just sharing your life, and people are paying you to share your life. So for me, for sure, TikTok, and I think that's where I want to focus a little more for now.
I'm so bad with TikTok. I always forget about it.
Me too, but girl, just you post
so Twitter, and I'm like,
you post a picture of yourself, and you'll be fine. Like you will get views.
I don't use TikTok because I don't like having multiple cellular phones, and I don't have a device.
Do you have to have that? You have to have two?
I would not. If you I would not have TikTok on a phone that I would do anything with, anything private. I mean, including emails. And I'm absolutely serious. The permissions that you give TikTok are very you should keep.
I've heard that is very, very.
And this is the reason why I joined so late, right? Like, this was literally the main reason, because I'm like, oh no, security. But honestly, every single thing we use, it's messed up, and you would never want to do business, especially when it comes to your crypto on your phone anyway. So if they want to read my emails, they're probably already doing anyway. So go ahead.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they're probably already doing that.
I don't do anything crypto or have any MetaMask stuff on my phone. So
yeah, me too. We only use one computer.
That's good. That's important to know. That's people should know. Don't do crypto on your phone. I see it all the time. Like, man, I'll stand in the line. Somebody whipping out their crypto in front of me. Like, oh, what you got, bro?
The only thing that I have is Coinbase, and I just go on there just to kind of see where everything is. You know what I mean? I don't do transactions or anything. I just kind of look. That's it.
Yeah, I don't like it as an ad, but it works.
I might have to just get better. Maybe that's going to be my New Year's resolution. Get better on TikTok.
I know. Yeah. It's, honestly, I commend you guys for getting out on any platform that you can reach out on. And those are TikTok's a valuable tool. Twitter Spaces is a valuable tool. But
that's my second home.
You're right.
Can't deny that those numbers are really impressive. Jury, what you're talking about, 6-7 people. I don't think that even our male content creators are utilizing TikTok in that way or as much as we probably should be.
Literally, as I said yesterday, I was in a stream just talking about finance and wealth, and for some reason, when you talk about finance, it's like you talk about religion, right? Like everybody is very antsy. So yeah, I had 700 people watching live yesterday, and today we had 384 people. Like that was our highest. So I mean, again, it's working because I'm new in the community as well.
Yeah.
So I guess just a lot of people are intrigued with, oh, how can you do it 27? You're talking about crypto. And it's very foreign, especially in Albania too. So maybe that's the reason as well. But for me personally, like I never thought you would have 600 people watching, especially I only have 2,000 followers, and I just got that. So I think I really, and I see every other Hexican who's on TikTok that the views are great as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like sad that I'm sleeping on it. It really is a valuable tool. I'm not.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just saying for my lifestyle right now, it's not conducive for me because I'm.
It's destructive. Listen, it's you get lost. Everything, like sometimes things are so cool that you just get lost, like so unfocused. But if you use it correctly, I think it has benefits. But again, like you said, it's not for everyone, right? Because you have your platform that you want to focus on. Like I think I've been taking another break.
I just forget about everything else. Like I just get so stuck in Twitter. It's kind of like Facebook. I left Facebook, which is like a dinosaur. I still go back on it just to do a few tweets here and there, just because I have family that are still like, I don't like Twitter. So you just kind of stay on Facebook and stay in, contact. But now it's like, I don't even go to Facebook hardly anymore. Like it's all Twitter. So now I have to like train myself to do something else. That's kind of hard.
And see, I'm the other way around. Like I just got into Twitter as well, and I never thought I would have Twitter, but obviously I have Twitter because of crypto, and I forget I have Twitter. So like I've been taking a break, I think, lately for the past month because I have no idea what's going on. Like I probably go there for 5 minutes a day, and I forget about it. So I need to focus on that as well.
Well, make sure you're in my morning. If you're up, make sure you're in the morning, ladies of crypto.
I will try, yeah. Especially now since we are in the same time zone. It's easier.
Oh yeah, that's true. You are.
Yeah, Lunar Crush is a great social platform coming up. Oh,
Lunar Crush.
Yeah, Lunar Crush. I would take a look at it. I would take a look at all aspects of Lunar Crush. Just saying.
Yeah, it provides great analytics, especially on cryptocurrencies like your influence on Twitter. So whether that means your engagement, your follower count, it just kind of provides analytics for all the different categories, so you can see where you're most impactful or where you can, pick up your energy. It also is one of those things that helped remind me that I speak about Hex a lot, but I don't always acknowledge it as Hex, right? I don't always put hashtag Hex or money sign Hex. And we have people that are being credited as Hex influencers that you can see on Lunar Crush that are not Hex influencers, but they essentially ratio Hex. They use Hex. They talk about Hex because it has a draw. It has a community of people that search to look to see what is being talked about and things like that. So that's a great resource that I've also used, Lindsay. For me, we were kind of talking about like where our focus, where we're expending our energy. And time again that I have, met people in the community online, wherever, I get the same feedback that I didn't get invested in this community as far as my talents, my skills, until I met people in real life. So as you guys know, I spent a lot of my energy creating these type of experiences, creating events that allow for people to come together, to network, to just meet each other and just to talk crypto. And so that, although scalability wise, it may not scale the best, as far as I'm not going to get 600-700 people in a room hearing my message. I am creating an environment in my mind that allows other people to shine, for them to find a community, to find a voice like Jury has found her voice, right? If we're not on this tour and inviting people to come and be a part of it and learn what we're doing, is Jory then, months later in this TikTok space with 700 people talking about Hex? We don't know. But I know that that's something that I'm passionate about. So that's something that I continue to work on in order to keep bringing in assets to our community.
Yeah, I just wanted to show this little screenshot I took a couple of days ago. This was another 600. So like it just shows the views here, like 637 watching. Like, oh,
wow.
It's amazing what's happening. Like I said, I'm so shook myself because I never wanted to get on Twitter. Like it was as you said, Lindsay, one of the apps where I really disliked, but I fell for it.
Yeah, the things we do for love, right? Girl, you know what I'm saying. We're
exactly.
Like, all right, I'll ride or die with you. Let's go.
Fell into the loophole.
Yes.
And here we are.
Ava just asked who's coming to San Diego to celebrate the 3rd birthday. And I know 3 of us here on the screen will be in San Diego. Lindsay, we understand you are all the way on the East Coast. When we make it over there, I'm sure we'll see you. Hopefully we'll see you on the Hex cruise. So that would be wonderful. We have just a few more minutes here. I want you each to just give us a little where we can contact you. What's the next thing that you're working on? Show your work. And then before we sign off, I'm going to show a little bit of what we have planned for San Diego. So let's start with you, Jury.
Well, now my name is Yori_Hex almost on everywhere. Not almost, actually it is on everywhere. So you can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Crypto for Albanians on Telegram. We have a Telegram chat there that not only I, but other people in the community are able to answer. As of right now, I have 53 Hexicans, which I think it's going pretty well in my group. But yeah, that's what I'm focusing on, is just basically trying to reach my community as much as I can and trying to make content in Albanian. That's my main goal now. And obviously just trying to have a great time in San Diego and getting as many people to connect as possible for the Hex birthday. I will be there, so I hope I get to see all of you there.
Nice. CZ.
So I'm going to continue creating content for DeFi Sexy Ladies, and I love it. It's fun. It's goofy. In fact, tomorrow night, we're having the 2-hour spooktacular special, and we have some very fun people that's going to be on there. I'm excited. We were talking about reaching out to other ladies in crypto. We have 2 ladies from the XRP community coming on to be on the show, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to continue doing that, uplifting the ladies of crypto, always being here when everybody needs me. And I'm so glad I get to go to San Diego and experience this, and Caitlin's birthday. It's actually the main reason why I was going, but now it just turned into a big party, so it's gonna be cool. And I will be on the cruise ship, ready at my room. Super excited about that. And you can find me at DeFiSexyLadies.com, and that'll take you to all of my social media that I don't ever check. So there you go.
And for you, Lindsay?
That's awesome. You can find me at Vibra Finance on Twitter, all social platforms. You can find me on 32 podcast platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Pandora. We're pushing the word out there. You can visit me at my website, www.vibrafinance.com. If you need help scheduling and structuring a portfolio that works for you, call me. That's what I'm here for. Girl, I'm talking to you on the other side of the camera. Like, I'm here to help. So that's where you can find me. Thanks.
Where can we find, sorry to interrupt, where can we find that planner, or that you said not the planner, the little guide?
I will post a link for the beta tester. I'm going to put that. I will post a link for that. It'll be a download. So I will post that by Monday. So please check my portfolio. Follow me, and you'll get it. I'll put it to the top.
Will you text me and let me know when you post that so I can get that?
Yeah, I'll pin it to the top of my tweet.
Yeah, I would like to get it as well.
I'd love your feedback on it. Thank you so much.
And there was Luna that you were talking about, right?
I'll send it to you too. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
Luna.
Take a peek at them.
Yeah. So thank you all for being here. I think that was an amazing conversation. I actually think that we need to do this more often. Just really just open up and see what we're doing here. Like, where are we trying to go? How can we build? How can we collaborate more? Where does the space need to go so that women feel more encouraged to be a bigger part of it? Because even though in the HEX community, you see large numbers, right? Or bigger numbers than you've seen in other cryptos. We are still a very, very small fraction of the space. And it is sometimes hard to be heard in a male dominated space. That doesn't just go for crypto, that goes for all areas, And so in order for us to really be heard and really to let other women feel like they're not, slow for not getting it, or, that it's too complicated, we need to continue to make these type of resources, this type of accessibility to community and to people like Lindsay and all of us that are willing to help and willing to teach and just walk you through it. So thank you all for being here. Black Hexican on pretty much everything. I guess Twitter, it's just being Black, but you can always type in BLAKC and find your girl. That is it for today's show. I'm going to leave you guys with the promo for San Diego. We are down to only 3 spots left on the yacht. So that is amazing. If you are thinking about coming to San Diego, do not hesitate. We have a full 3 days of wonderful events. So check this out.
Oh, can I say one thing on that?
Yeah.
So the crypto and cocktails party, if anybody would like to sponsor that, we have 2 cabanas left, and you can be a sponsor. It doesn't matter any kind of crypto sponsor. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Thank you, ladies. It was great. Bye.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for watching.
See you soon.